but I want a naked bike to be fun. I want it to be blah, 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 and flicky. And that isn't one of those bikes. It's Saturday. It's time for a play on something a bit like this. The Bmw S1000 R, standing about 18, 19 grand in the sports spec. No pillion package, that's nice to see. Let's take it out and see what we think. So hi, I'm here with the S1000R that Dick Lovelace have kindly lent me, and I've actually come to film at Boxer Works. So if you need any BMW service or mechanical work done, speak to Fred. That's his shed. And actually, funny enough, Fred's just been here and done a race start, and I'll show you what that looks like. So he's just left the building. That boy can ride. Anyway, the S1000R, as I mentioned earlier, this one's sitting about 18, 19 grand. It's got the sports pack, no pillion pack, so there's no pegs, which is nice. It's got a stock exhaust. Well, let's start again. This bike doesn't make sense to me. Having just ridden it around some country lanes, well, not country lanes, sort of country roads, up to here, it's a very good bike. It's a very smooth gearbox, it's a very smooth engine. It's a very neither comfortable nor uncomfortable position. It handles well. It's a good bike. Tick, 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 tick. If you want a very good bike, this is a good bike. But it's in a lineup of the S1000RR, the S1000XR, and then this. And in that lineup, it makes no sense. Because naked bikes for me are meant to have a degree of fun. And the way this is geared with that engine is that in order to have fun on this bike, you would have to absolutely wring its neck all of the time for it to do anything. And that's just not practical. So if you want a 1000cc 4-cylinder bike from BMW and you're going to go on a track, buy the RR. If you're not going to go on the track, buy the XR. Now again, that's not to say this is not a good bike. It is a very good bike. I just don't understand it. It's neither comfortable nor uncomfortable. It rides well, but it isn't fun. If you're after a naked bike from BMW, buy the F900R and save yourself a few quid. Buy an R9T. Hi, so I refer to the video that I'm filming now at the end of the sum up of the video you're currently watching, which I filmed earlier. Anyway, what I wanted to show you was the torque curves for the 3 large naked bikes that BMW does, to show you how the S1000R doesn't make an awful lot of sense in the naked world. Right, so this first chart here shows the torque curves for the F900R, the R9T and the S1000R. Now, as you can see, the first thing I notice is the R9T has the most amount of peak torque and significantly at the least amount of revs. So your usable power sort of 30 through to 50, 60 mile an hour in the second, third, fourth gear when you're accelerating in day-to-day riding. Out of the 3 bikes, the most punch you're getting for your money is the R9T. So if it's punch that you want, low down power, then the R9T is the bike for you. Now, out of curiosity, what I did is I took this chart and I added my current bike onto it, which is the R1300 GS. And that chart shows like that. A significant amount of torque, greater than all of those 3 bikes, and a relatively low and usable punchy level, which I think is interesting. People say, why do people buy GSs? That's why people buy GSs, because they have that much torque. Also thought, well, just out of curiosity, let's put my other bike in the mix, which is the Ducati Monster 950. And interestingly here, the purple line is sat right on top of the F900R. So almost identical torque curve. But the way the V-twin delivers its torque feels Very different to the parallel tin. Interesting stuff. For me, a naked bike is about the gearbox and having to go up and down it and make the most of that bike. So this bike, you sit on it and you point it. You don't really ride it, and you're not particularly comfortable while doing it. Now, I'm sure people love their S1000 R, and as you should. It's a great bike, but it's not a fun bike. And if you are making it fun, you are riding this like you've stolen it permanently, which is everyone's choice to do. But for me, I just don't get it. I don't get it as a bike. Sad, really, because it's not ugly. Again, the black isn't for me. In nicer colours, it'd pop a little bit more. It's a very good bike. Oh, never mind. I will say, I wouldn't recommend wearing a peaked helmet riding a bike like this. But everything's as you'd expect from BMW. The switchgear is very good. The screen is very good. It's got SOS, which is great. It's got the mode select. It's got heated grips. It's got cruise control. And. But I just don't see the point of it as a bike. Having now ridden all three of these 1000cc bikes that they do, the only one that makes a modicum of sense is the XR. So let's have a look at the seat height. Then we'll whiz back to the dealership and have our sum up. So here we are back in the dealership, always with Dick Lovett. We come for the motorbikes and stay for the pop. So, my ride back. It is a good bike. I can't say it's not a good bike. I've maybe rode it a little bit harder, but that's the problem. You have to ride it hard for it to be good. I will have shown you a thing earlier before you got to this bit of the torque figures of all the bikes that I think do it slightly better, because that's the problem. It's a great bike, but the torque is too high up in the rev range, and the gears are so long that in order to get the bike to be fun, you have to ride it hard. And it's not particularly comfortable. So if I've got to ride it hard and it's not particularly comfortable, I simply say it just doesn't make sense, which is a shame, because it is a good bike. And if you like that sort of bike, you're never going to see past it. Maybe it's my age. But I want a naked bike to be fun. I want it to be blah, 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 and flicky. And that isn't one of those bikes. And I think if you do ride it to get the best out of it, you're going to crash or get arrested. Shame though, shame. So, out of all of that crop of bikes, for me, it would be the XR. And for a naked bike, well, it's too much choice. Cheers.